Real quickly before we get started, I had the issues with the gear jammers video as well. I could not get any highlights from the race at Lucas Oil Raceway and Las Vegas. But I did post the results up so you know the points are coming into these highlights. And that issue I had also with not being able to get the start of the race, that was also in this video, but that problem has been corrected and now every other video will be fine from here on out. So thanks for the support and enjoy the video.
And now, here they are, the most daredevil group of daffy drivers to ever whirl their wheels in the wacky races, competing for the title of the world's wackiest racer. The cars are approaching the starting line. First is the Turbo Terrific, driven by Peter Perfect. Next, Rufus Roughcut and Sawtooth in the Buzzwagon. Maneuvering for position is the Army Surplus Special. Right behind is the Ant Hill Mob in their bulletproof bomb. And there's ingenious inventor, Pat Pendy in his converter car. Oh, and here's the lovely Penelope Pitstop, the glamour gal of the gas pedal. Next, we have the Bouldermobile with the Slag Brothers, Rock and Gravel. Lurching along is the creepy coupe with the gruesome twosome, and right on their tail is the Red Max. And there's the Arkansas Chugabug with Luke and Blubber Bear. Sneaking along last is that mean machine with those double-dealing do-batters, Dick Dastardly and his sidekick, Muttley. And even now they're up to some dirty trick, and they're off to a standing start. And why not? They've been chained to a post by shifty Dick Dastardly, who shifts into the wrong gear. And away they go on the way out wacky races.
SRA Elwood Designs Xfinity Series came to the Auto Club Speedway for 95 laps, and the whole field just wanted to forget about last week's disaster at Lucas Oil Raceway, which saw a league record 20 cautions for 103 laps. We'll kick things off on lap number 25. There was a four-car fight for the fourth position with Femi Olat, Eric Sable, Caleb Eisenhower, and Ariadiol on this mix. Olat would get the position away from Sable entering turn number 1 and 2, but Sable actually uses the outside line and cuts back down to the inside of Olat down the back straightaway. There goes side by side during turn 3 and 4, but eventually Olat would get the better run on the outside line of number 36, and he would take over the number 4 spot away from Eric Sable. And then during green flag pit stop cycle, lap number 37, David Shutt gets spun by Josh Robin, who both of them had issues earlier in the race. Shutt would slide and make a great save and spin harmlessly down to the inside, but the first caution would come out, and that was during green flag pit stops. As everyone else would come into the pits, Brett Bancari would stay out and actually inherit the race lead on the restart number 43. He, Ronnie Norman, Bobby Cheney, and Nicholas Shelton were also among the top 4. Shelton would once again show his stuff. He would make it free wide the exit turn number 2 and would fight it out for the number 2 spot with Cheney and Norman, who was on the pole for the race. A lap later, Delonte Ballard slides up into Austin Roberts, and David Shutt either got injured or may have been netcode. He would go spinning, but in front of them, Shelton gets into Pancari and he spins to the inside, and that was the first caution of the race, lap number 44. Later on, lap number 54, Bobby Cheney would inherit the race lead, but he was under a world of pressure. Eric Sable and Nicholas Shelton would make it free wide in turns 3 and 4 as they would exit out of the corner. Sable would get the initial advantage down the front straight away. David Shutt was also in this mix in the fight for the lead, and Sable and Shelton nearly touched on the front straightaway. Sable and Shelton would both clear Cheney. Shutt was trying to do everything he can to get by Bobby Cheney for the number 3 spot. As they would come for turn 1 and 2, Shelton would get the better run the exit of the corner just barely. He would slide down in front of Eric Sable and decided that not many drivers wanted to see Nicholas Shelton back up at the front once again. And then we go to lap number 65 as they were during green flag stops. Tyler DeSharm, Bobby Cheney, David Shutt, Brett Moncari, and a few others would come in thinking that the leaders were not going to make it on field. But behind him in the background, Delonte Ballard spins and crashes in the inside wall. His night was over as these guys would come in thinking that the rest of the field were not going to make it on field, and they knew they weren't going to make it on field themselves. Unfortunately for all these drivers, the gamble would not pay off as drivers like Nicholas Shelton, Marcus Richardson, and many others were able to save enough field, and Nicholas Shelton would come by and pick up another win in the SRA Elwood Designs Xfinity Series and go for yet another weekend sweep as he swept the last weekend at Lucas Oil Raceway and Las Vegas. Final results were Nicholas Shelton, Marcus Richardson 2nd, Demi Olaf 3rd, Ronnie Norman 4th, Lachlan McMillan 5th, Eric Sable, Nick Northrup, Josh Robbin, Austin Roberts, and Tyler DeSharm who rounded the top 10 after Auto Club Speedway with one race to go before the chase cutoff. And in the points standings, Tyler DeSharm leads David Shutt by 5, Nicholas Shelton is 3rd, Delonte Ballard, Nicholas Carreso, Femi Olaf, Brett Moncari, Alex Peck, Ronnie Norman, and Ari Iowa round out the top 10. And then we would go talk about the chase bubble as the top 12 would qualify for the chase. And in that bubble, there's a big launch in. Connor and Tavache are tied for the 12th spot. Guys like Sean Williams, Josh Robbins, Mark Boone, Nick Northrup, Michael Guerrilla, and Austin Robbins are all in the mix. And even Ryan Nor and Ariane may not be safe. We'll come back for the SRA Gen6 highlights from Texas.
If you love the thunder and excitement of drag racing, here's an offer you won't want to miss. 90 minutes of gripping action on a thrill-packed video cassette you can enjoy as many times as you wish. Diamond P Sports presents Decade of Thrills, the ultimate drag racing experience. Decade of Thrills is actually more than races themselves. It also goes behind the scenes for in-depth interviews in the pits. Host Steve Evans and champion funny car driver Don the Snake Prudhomme give you an insider's view of the men and women who live on the razor's edge in America's most exciting sport. Watch as precision-crafted machines come unglued in a shower of flaming metal. Decade of Thrills follows the careers of the top drivers, including Shirley Muldowney, the woman who went to the line with the toughest competitors in drag racing and came away with 3 world championships. Decade of Thrills comes to you on a high-quality VHS videotape cassette, commercial-free. Here's how to order. Decade of Thrills is specially priced at $60 for Country Card members and $70 for non-members. Send your check or money order with your Country Card number plus $3.50 for shipping and handling to this address. For faster delivery, call 1-800-626-0300. Visa and MasterCard accepted. Please specify VHS or Beta. Order now.
SRA Gen6 Series presented by JRobbin3 came to the Texas Motor Speedway for their 11th race of the season, and Nicholas Shelton at this time was looking to make it yet another sweep of races over the weekend. The kick was off a restart on the number 7 after a caution lap 1 which involved Sean Williams and Ariane. It was Bobby Zielinski, one of the Pro Series drivers, leading the way as the field would head down to turn number 1. But as they came out of turn 2, there was chaos. Bobby Cheney comes down in front of Nicholas Shelton, who had issues on lap number 1 as well. Shelton then gets into the back of Cheney and loses it in 3 and 4. He saves it, but then Tyler DeSharm bulldozes Nicholas Shelton, and he spins out and nearly hits the wall. Mr. Beach is also involved in this mess as well. And then later on in the race, there was a battle between 2 Pro Series drivers, and Bobby Zielinski and Marcus Richardson. This was on lap number 35. Those 2 would start to battle it out for the race lead, and Nicholas Shelton, despite all his problems, was still making it charge. He was also a driver competing in the Pro Series. Lap number 40, Marcus Richardson got to the inside Zielinski in the middle of turn 1 and 2, but then Zielinski comes down and Marcus gets a little bit loose, makes a nice save, and Zielinski would hang on, but eventually Richardson would take over the lead on lap number 43 with Nicholas Shelton still in hot pursuit. And then lap number 49, Tyler DeSharm, and this was during green flag pit stops, gets into the back of Randy Roberts, who was making his return, and they both go spin to the inside. This would be caution to number 4 of the race, and that was during green flag pit stops, and DeSharm would be stuck a lap down. Nicholas Shelton would inherit the lead during those pit stops, and they restarted number 48, but Tyler Deshawn was still not done. He gets a terrific jump and flies around the outside. He was trying his best and perhaps get in position for a long time, get back on the lead lap, slicing and dicing through the field. But as they come out of turn number 2, that momentum went all for naught. He gets loose on the exit turn 2, gets all kinds of sideways, squirrely, whatever you want to call it. Luckily, no one would plow into him. Close call from Mr. Beach. Deshawn would spin. That would be the 5th caution of the race. And then lap number 72, Christopher Matthews spins off at turn 2 and smashes into the inside wall. His day was over, but he was stuck on the apron, and there would be no caution to come out from that one. And then a few laps later, in the number 75, there was more problems for Randy Roberts. Again, same spot as Matthews, losing the exit turn 2 and crashing into the inside wall. His night was also over as well. And then lap number 95, Femi Olan was battling Bobby Cheney, but he got loose on the exit turn 4, overcorrects and plows hard into the outside wall. Again, no caution as he spun right into the entrance to pit road. And then lap number 188, Logan McMillan got loose on the exit of turn number 2, and spin harmlessly to the inside, but that would bring out the caution in the race. And then lap 102, Ryan Hunt would get into the outside wall into Josh Robin, and Robin would go spinning to the inside as Hunt would continue on, and that would bring out yet another caution. And that was set up as instead of pit stops on pit road. And this would look to be perhaps the turning point of the race. As they were coming out of the pits into lap number 105, Marcus Richardson would actually beat Nicholas Shelton the exit of pit road, and he would take over the race lead. And then later on, lap number 118, the three drivers competing in the NASCAR Pro Series, they looked to go to the Peak A3 Series, were all battling it out for the lead of Marcus Richardson, Nicholas Shelton, and Bobby Zalinski, all lurking in the background as they would pull away from the rest of the field. And then, with a few laps to go, things got crazy. Richardson gets loose in the exit of turn 2 on number 126, and that was the opening Shelton needed. He would get to the inside, and those two remained side by side for many, many laps until 2 laps to go when things got even more crazy and maybe a bit controversial. As they were coming to the exit of turn 2, Shelton slides up just a little bit. Marcus gets a little loose and hits the outside wall. Shelton gets all kinds of sideways, goes down the apron of the racetrack. Then they go into turn 3, Shelton clips the apron and then hits Marcus. Marcus goes into the outside wall, and he would lose the number 2 spot. Bobby Zalinski would get the 2nd spot away, but Shelton would hold him off on the final lap, and Nicholas Shelton would make it yet another weekend sweep. He wins at the Texas Motor Speedway. Final results were Shelton, Zalinski, and Richardson. Iracing Shelton have a great run in 4th. Delonte Bauer, Michael Grillia was 6th. Bobby Chain was 7th. Nicholas Carson was 8th. Eric Sable struggled all day, was 9th. And Josh Drummond, despite his spin, rounded the top 10. And in the point standings, it would be Femi Olan leading Ariadne by 5. Bobby Chain, he's 6th back then. It's Nicholas Kressel, Nick Norfolk, David Shutt, Nicholas Shelton, Delonte Bauer, Tyler Ducharme, and Connor Anton were around the top 10. In terms of the chase spot, it was a little bit more clearer than it was in the Xfinity Series. Josh Brown holds the number 12 spot with Sean Williams and Christopher Matthews basically needing a miracle to get over the 12 spot and get into the chase going into next week.